My dad, Preotul Ioan Mihuț, that's my dad. Reverend Father Ioan Mihuț. His lifetime work with my mom together through hardship, all the way from Romania to the United States of America. They worked so hard to be able to provide for us. Like many of you, I'm sure, are understanding, having watched my father be of service to so many people for so many years. I'm getting emotional because he retired 2 years ago. And I'm so proud of everything that he's achieved and everything that he and my mom have done. I'm emotional with happy tears, actually. I'm not emotional with sad tears. I am a proud peasant.
But you're my queen.
Thank you. Do you want to do the episode with me?
No.
Like I said, I have no linkage to the royals. As I was sitting on the couch watching the coronation, I was really moved. I started to cry, surprising myself by my own emotions. What was the connection and what were the triggers making me so emotional while watching these people so far removed from my life, my backstory? One of the things was the fact that it's a spiritual, religious ceremony. My father in real life is a priest. The difference between our religion and the Catholic religion is that in our religion, the priest has to marry. He has to have a wife. So he married my mom. My parents decided to leave Romania, to leave the village. We grew up in Transylvania and moved to the United States, outside of Detroit, in Michigan. Even back in Romania, we grew up around churches. The house of the priest was always on the same property with the church. And I think that was what triggered my emotions when I was watching the coronation. I couldn't help but connect the images of the church from London to the many churches from Romania we grew up around, and then to the church that my father and my mom with the community of the Romanian people built. My whole life started to roll in front of me as if it were a movie. All of the moments of my life, good and bad, became so vivid during the whole time that I was watching the coronation. When we are watching something foreign to us, but very specific to the people, the act is happening. It becomes universal. It has to do with moments with my sister, who now lives in Greece, with her beautiful family there. Things that we might at first find to be strange to us. The royals, the coronation, who can imagine the crowns and the jewelry and the expenses of it all? It's not about that. It's about the rituals. It's about the experiences. It's about the sensory event and how much are you going to allow yourself to live them sensorially. Moment in the church during the coronation today was when Prince William gets up from the pew where he was sitting next to Princess Catherine and their beautiful three princes. He goes to pay homage, to take the oath to the king as the heir, as the first in line to become king after his father. He's beautifully dressed as if he were a character. The moment, which to me was even more significant, it was so personal, was when he to one side and he places a kiss on King Charles' cheek. And I think King Charles said to him, "Thank you, William." Who does not understand a relationship between you and a member of the family whom you respect, whom you love, whom you would do anything for? I'm watching it as an observer so I can see how many moments can I find that will make me relate to those moments, that will make me have my own experiences in my head, and then my own film of my own life with my own people starts to roll. So I can better appreciate where I come from. And I am very proud of that. Actors or acting teachers, the more we train, we do exercises for the soul, as Stanislavski used to call them, the more we train our soul, the more our soul will become open to experience such events as the coronation without being judgmental about the general aspect of it. Do I believe in the monarchy? Are they still relevant in the future? That doesn't concern me when I'm watching beautiful, private moment to see the king being disrobed. He was left in a white shirt from what I could see. That also reminded me so much to be private in public. That's the whole goal of great acting. Reveal glimpses into yourself as the actor to then bring to the character, which you don't even reveal in your everyday life in front of public. The actor studio, the actual physical location of the actor studio in New York, used to be a Greek Orthodox church before it became a theater, before it became the famous physical place of the actor studio. I was working on as an actress at the actor studio with another actor, a friend of mine. My additional personal understanding of what it's like to be the daughter of a priest, I suggested to my friend, what if before the play begins, my character goes to church to mourn her husband who has passed? What if he, even though there's no mention of it in the play, what if he, sometime before, he was a priest? It doesn't mention in the play that he is, but we said, let's just use our imagination, go with something that we can specifically work with. So I said to my colleague, the actor who was going to portray the other character, let's call my dad in Detroit. This was before the pandemic, some years ago. Can we call my dad and maybe he can direct us to a colleague of his that he knows in New York, and we can borrow some of the robes the priest wear. My dad, of course, he's there for me all the time, supportive, theater, church, theater. So I was going to go in for a confession, and I was going to find out that the priest whom I used to go to in the church was no longer, and this is our new priest. And maybe this is the way they met without, again, having this be written in the play. We took a little bit from the Catholic religion. We used some of the things, like I said, from my religion. I went into the confession booth, which we set up. I went in there thinking that I was going to confess the way that I'm feeling, lonely since my husband has died and now I'm a widow and I feel like did not know what I wanted to do with my life. He surprised me from the other side, the separation, the booth, the confession booth, and he was on the other side. He gave me a look of, I haven't seen you around, madame. So hysterically funny, because he was looking at me, not with the eyes of the priest, he was looking at me with the eyes of a man. And I start laughing. That moment was so unexpected. I did not expect him to behave like that. I was expecting him to behave like a priest, and he was going to be very small in his demeanor. He actually looked at me. I was actually dressed really nicely, and I think I surprised him too by the way that I looked. I looked good. This was some years ago. He looks at me, and the first question when he's asking my name, I start laughing, and I cannot stop laughing for real, honestly, not putting on an effort to laugh. I was laughing hysterically, and then the whole audience starts to laugh. So we realized maybe that's how they met. That was such a revelatory discovery of these two characters. It was so much fun to do. When he came out after the confession was done, he came out to go to the rest of people. There were other actors on the stage in the church, the way that we set it up, in the imaginary church, in the real church of the actor studio physical location. He went on with the service, and there's one service where the priest, with the holy water, he will start to bless all the people in the church with the holy water. So he learned some of the sermon in relation to that. He was actually doing it. The reason why I say theater, the Coronation Act, movies are so important to people, even though we know they are happening as acts, they move us to pieces. When he was doing the ritual of the holy water, one person jumped from the seat where she was sitting as an audience member. She jumped, and she didn't want to be touched by the holy water. She didn't want to be touched by it because she's Jewish. So even though that was a theatrical piece that we were doing, she felt like she was doing a sin by allowing herself to be rained on with the holy water. The actor, my friend who played the priest, was blessing everyone with. That's how important these acts are for everybody. Be open to watching them. I don't want to mention her too much, but this brings me to B-list celebrity Meghan. She never could get signed by William Morris Endeavor before she married Prince Harry. She, from the beginning, Meghan, never understood what it is to be an actor. You could have paid respect. You could have bowed to the beautiful altar in this gorgeous church where the coronation took place. You should have asked for grace. That's how she should have looked at it. She doesn't know how to do that. She doesn't know how acting will have taught her how to do that, to be respectful, to embrace her past, her family, where she comes from, to appreciate the royals for what they have provided for her. You know what I was thinking, what crossed my mind? Acting coach Oprah uses, I say it right now, Meghan, due to Oprah, Oprah will convince her to start working with the same acting coach. All that Meghan wants to do, all that Meghan always wanted to do, was to become an actress, not to remain a B-lister. I thank you so much, and I please ask you, if you want, of course, please subscribe, please like, please share. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. So please, I thank you. Have an amazing coronation weekend. Thank you. Kisses.